How's that? Is that wonderful?
Beautiful.
Hey, it's got a little halo on it over here.
You look angelic.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Hi,
I'm Courtney.
I'm Van, and we're hashtag
Husband
not dad. So anyway, we're gonna get right to introductions of the family.
So
if we can get them up,
you have to meet the princess.
Scout. Come on.
Scout is the princess.
Mm-hmm. Come here, Gamble. Come on.
And she is trained as a seizure response dog.
Hi.
She's not too excited about being in front of the camera. What? Say hi to your friends. It's friends. And this is Gams, or Mr. Gamble, or Governor Biscuit. He can't hear anything. He's deaf.
And he has seizures.
But look how handsome.
But she handles the seizures very well.
And Bowie, the buddy, is playing video games. Bowen is Van's 20-year-old son who lives with us, and he's going into the Air Force in a few months.
Yeah. So you want to get straight to the questions?
Let's answer some questions.
Let's do it. All right. So this is from Natalie, and I hope I pronounced her name right. Betance.
Betance.
Or Bettance.
Bettance.
And it's at Natalie Bettance or Betance.
Hey, Paul. Natalie.
It's at Natalie Betance or Bettance or I hope
hopefully
I
you'll
butchered
see it
that.
over in this little corner if I can hook that up right.
She asked, was it love at first sight?
No, I don't believe in love at first sight. It's not real.
No, nor are we soulmates.
No
such thing.
Yeah, I'm not of the class of thought that there is one perfect person for everyone.
You have to do the math, and the math behind soulmates. It ruins relationships. It makes you think that there is one special person for you, and probably not. Probably thousands.
When I did see him, I thought he was incredibly handsome, but I didn't look at him and say, wow, I'm going to marry him. So, no, not love at first sight. Infatuation, maybe.
Yeah. When I saw her, I thought she was cute.
Yeah. Okay. Also asked, do you think it was harder dating someone older? Maybe, not really. We have a good time. I'm kind of an old soul, so we got to do a lot of things that we both enjoyed without either of us having to compromise, really.
And I'm kind of a kid.
And Van is a teacher, and he's a kid at heart. So with us kind of, I guess, riding that fence of I'm older than I actually look mentally. Like, I'm mentally older and he's mentally younger.
Right.
Immature,
I think is the word.
Immature. It balanced things out. So it wasn't really harder. We did keep it under wraps for a little while.
We kept it completely quiet when we first started dating because, frankly, old guys dating young girls is weird.
It's so gross.
It's gross. I'm a musician, and I would play in bands, sometimes in clubs, and a guy would be standing at the bar. He'd be in his 50s with a girl in her 20s, and I would just gawk and go, that's yucky.
Gross.
And I'm going to play this.
Okay. Van, I'm going to ask you another question.
Okay.
How did it feel to go viral?
That's funny because I don't remember it feeling like anything. It was. Hold on a second. Hang on.
Pause while we plug in.
Fiddle with the light twisties.
Scout's helping plug it in. It shouldn't be long.
This is why we need money. All right. There we go. How did it feel to go viral?
I couldn't turn on my phone for a few days. I guess it was funny. To be honest, I kind of had fun reading, even the mean ones were pretty funny. So I had to give them credit. We laughed at them. You're not like hurting our feelings. We're not going home and crying about it.
No. And we know Twitter. Twitter is basically...
You go on Twitter to roast people.
People you don't know hating your guts. That's what Twitter is.
As my favorite comedian, Nate Bargatze, says, Facebook is your friends telling you you're the worst. And Twitter is just a bunch of celebrities telling you you're the worst.
Right.
So, no, but we were... the tweet that went viral was actually a tweet that I had tweeted. It had been on Twitter maybe a year and a half before anyone even noticed it. It was just a wedding picture of ours that I happened to retweet on the year anniversary of when I had posted it. And someone found it, and then it was on iFunny, and then my phone crashed because it was so busy.
The funniest part or the oddest part about Twitter is, in anyone's reaction, is everyone assumes there's a motivation outside of we just like each other. They think I'm rich. I'm a school teacher. I'm very broke, as a matter of fact. They think that maybe I've got some sort of motive. They want to attach. So my question is always back to them is, well, what's your motivation for being with your person of interest?
Did your wife marry you for money?
Yeah. I mean, do you have a motivation? Do you have some? Of course, you always bring something to the table.
And everyone has baggage.
And we called this a mutually beneficial relationship from the beginning. But
we have a good business partnership.
But
it's also romantic.
Yes.
We care about each other.
So it was interesting. I wasn't really big into Twitter until this happened, and now I check Twitter every day.
No, he used to follow lame news sources on Twitter, and I would tell him Twitter's the best. You have to get on Twitter. Yeah. And he just wasn't active. But then when all this happened, thanks Twitter for doing your thing, because he is in it to win it now. We are Twitter active. Yeah.
All right, Sarah Ann Heinsohn, and I'm gonna think that's the right pronunciation.
Sarah Ann Heinsohn.
Sarah Heinsohn, at Sarah Heinsohn. She says, are you planning to have children?
Nope. I have two dog children, and Van has children that 3/4 of them are older than me. But we're buddies. They act like my big brothers and big sisters, and they've accepted me into the family.
You knew that when they picked on you, right?
Yes. There is no...
No holds barred.
There are no... Yeah.
Take no prisoners.
Take no prisoners. Everyone's a victim in there.
And I have 4 grandchildren.
I'm a grandma.
Which brings us to a funny story. Tell them about Jude.
Oh, Jude is Van's grandson. That is a mini Van, just as handsome, just as adorable, and the same personality. And Van and I had taken Jude and his older sister Sadie, who is 13, 14.
Mm-hmm. She's 14.
14 now. Just turned 14 at Christmas time. And so we take them out. Van goes to the restroom. We're in a booth. And so it's me on one side and then the 2 kids on the other side. On the other side of that booth is a family who Jude doesn't meet a stranger. So he's making conversation with this young couple and their kid. And the lady turns around and was like, "Oh, are you guys having a nice day out with your babysitter?" And Jude, and granted, I'm 24 at the time that this happened, but Jude, he's so proud of me. He turned around beaming and, like, without missing a beat, said, "Nope, that's my 19-year-old grandma." And so
they debated on what to call her, and I think they settled on Granny.
Gams.
Just like our dog.
Gams.
Who calls their grandmother Gams?
You still call your grandmother Gams.
All right. What made y'all fall in love with each other? Cupid?
Yeah. No. He, Van serenaded me. He's a musician also, so.
Yeah. And once we had talked a little bit and kind of gotten to like each other, once we did that, I didn't want to start a relationship that was just meaningless. I wanted to get to know her. So we got pretty deep in questions.
I did not have time for games in 2017 or 2016.
2015.
15.
And so we got pretty serious about asking a lot of the questions that you asked, plus tons more.
We knew we weren't going to get into it unless we knew a lot about each other and had the same kind of like life plans.
Yeah, before we even started dating, I said, I'm not gonna play, because it was weird enough being an older guy with a younger girl. So, all right. This is a good one.
This is a great one. Also, Sarah.
How did your Sarah also? That's right. How did your families react? Well, I'll just tell you, my kids at first were like, okay. My oldest son is 37. My next son is 35. And my next son is 34. And then I have a 20-year-old. This was 2 years ago.
Bowie.
And they were like, okay, Dad. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that was the first reaction. And then
his family is very accepting and have been wonderful to me from day one.
Yeah.
My dad is a minister. And for a very, they're very conservative. I'm raised in a conservative family. And I did not tell them at first. I kind of played it by ear. I didn't know where it was going to go or, how it was going to go. So there was no point in really. But after a certain point, we're like, we're eventually going to have to tell them. And it came out, and shout out to my mom for rallying on my side because my dad probably wouldn't have gone for it. Van is older than my father. But my mom was very cool about it and was like, if you love him and he loves you and he treats you well, what more?
Yeah, and I think the more they see us together, they realize we're in it for the right reasons. Going back to another question, but it was tense at first.
I've had some family that kind of disowned me. They're probably going to see this, but not ones that mattered. Anyone who really mattered was very supportive.
That's the bottom line.
A lot of people were reserved at first, but they just had our best interest at heart. And once they realized that, we're not doing this to hurt each other or.
And we've started to develop friends, and some of them are her age, and some of them are my age, and some of them are in between, So I think we have a range of ages, Good question. This is Marlis. Marlis. I'm sorry.
Marlis.
This is Marlis at M. Cypher 1995. I'll say that again.
This font is horrible.
I'll do this again.
He printed off the questions, but we can't read the font.
This is Marlis at M. Cypher at 1995. It's easy for me to say. Let me get my dentures going here. So, what do you do for fun?
Everything.
Everything is fun.
We have fun. We joke around at the grocery store. Van is the kind of guy who, hey, here's the paper towels, and he'll just toss them across the aisle, like throw them into my buggy.
Trying to hit you.
Trying to hit me. We play a lot. It snowed here for the first time. We live in South Georgia, and it snowed for the first time.
Almost 30 years.
In almost 30 years.
And it's still on the ground. It's been here like 2 days. It's ice outside.
So we went out and had snowball fights.
Yeah, and I watched her make a snowman because I don't get my hands wet or dirty.
He watched me try to make a snowman.
Yeah, I don't like that. I do cook. We do that for fun.
She watches me cook. Deal where he does the cooking and I do the cleaning because. Right.
And I make the biggest mess I possibly can. Just the most dishes.
But he's the cook in the relationship, not this one.
Yeah, so we do. I mean, everything is fun. I mean, we really have a good time.
We like hiking.
Yeah.
We're really outdoorsy.
We like throwing the football. I run every day. She doesn't run.
Football fans. He's a runner. I'm not a runner.
No.
I run when something's chasing me.
Yeah. We do a little bit of music, but not a whole lot. When I get home, I don't feel like doing music.
Van is the musician, and I accompany him sometimes to humor him. But if you haven't yet, you should check out his YouTube
Which brings us to the next question. What do we have in common? This is a funny story, I think. When we went to a train concert, and someone quoted on the train concert, "Oh, he drug her to a quaint train concert."
Oh, yeah. They're like, he made her
Not
do
it.
that.
She drugged me to a train concert. I'm more, I have very eclectic taste. I'm a musician, been a musician since I was 5. And so I like all kinds of music, rap, rock, country, rock and roll, jazz. I like jazz.
People saw the train picture and were like, how could he drag her to train? Like,
but I didn't listen to Train. I thought it was
I'm
kind of bubblegummy. But I love Train now. Pat Monahan, you're the best. She actually sang with Pat Monahan, did a duet with Pat Monahan.
Video should be on my YouTube.
On the YouTube, that's right.
And great guys, can't say enough about the band.
Yeah, really.
People.
Great heart, good people, great music. If you don't listen to Train, you should get into it. I like it a lot, especially the new band. Oh my gosh, they were unbelievable. All right, other things we have in common. I don't know. We like the same things.
We have the same interests.
Yeah. Not exactly.
Not exactly. But we like enough to where it complements each other.
We like Marvel.
We don't Marvel. We like Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
We like college football. I think I already said that.
Yeah.
Big dog fans.
Got dogs. Go ahead.
He's a Georgia fan. I'm an Auburn fan.
War what?
War Eagle.
War what?
War dang Eagle.
Dang.
Oh, y'all.
Y'all. All right. So let's see. The next one, same person. Marlis. What attracts you to each other? Not physical.
He's funny.
Yeah, there's nothing, dude.
Stop. Van is funny. I laugh from the time I'm waking up to the time I go to sleep. We don't have a dull moment.
No, we're smart, and
he's so intelligent.
She's smart. She is so smart and go getter, and I just like her attitude. We were positive. We were both grateful people, and we like life.
Well, Van is a Cancer, and I'm a Taurus.
Oh,
Just kidding.
And hey, Cancer is
Scale.
scale.
Okay.
Cancer is doing something with the year this year. We're like beginning it and ending it. I don't understand it.
So,
I'm sure somebody will tweet me and call me a butthole or something like that for not understanding the whole. But yeah.
oh my God, Cancer likes.
So the next person, I like this name, is Mood Toe Ring.
Yes.
I actually know some rings here in town, so maybe y'all can. And it's Alexandra. Alexandra. How do you respond and how do you feel about criticism?
It's so fun to read. We actually really love it. So if we read a good one, like if one pops up in my timeline that Van hasn't seen,
Sure.
I like screenshot it and send it to him, and we have a good time laughing about it.
Yeah, and
It doesn't bother me.
No, I mean, I think somebody today said it's just gross, and I'm like, you're right, it's gross.
Sure.
I agree. I totally understand. It's gross. All right. But
wait, well, I'm sorry. What was the question?
how do you feel about it?
Oh, how do we feel about criticism?
Criticism. It doesn't bother us. I mean, you can't be on Twitter and be bothered by Twitter.
Yeah, you can't be on Twitter and have
You can't be on
thin
Twitter
skin.
and be bothered with criticism.
So
I feel like Michael. Oh, our first love together, our first thing in common was The Office.
we
watched The
junkies.
Office. All right, so this is a little story behind this. When we were like dating, just talking, just being friends, basically, I said, look, I'm never going to ask another woman to marry me. I've been married twice. Great women, really wonderful people, but they weren't for me. It didn't work out, whatever. And I just said, I'm never asking another woman to marry me.
He says, I'm bad at picking
A,
women.
I'm old, and B, I'm bad at picking women. For me, those women are great, but not for me.
He told me.
I told her I was never going to ask anybody to get married. I said, if you want to marry me, you're going to have to ask me. And she did. So the way she proposed it, she had a little box, and inside the box was a little bottle, and inside the bottle was a little note, glass bottle. Of course, there was no ring because there's no money. Anyway.
I was in college.
Anyway, it had a little note, and it had a ring drawn on it, and it said, be the Jim to my Pam. Office people, you'll get that.
I'll find a picture to crop somewhere up here.
So and I'm like,
it's on my Instagram. It's
anyway.
So we decided we were going to do it.
If a really beautiful 25-year-old asks you to marry you, you say yes. Anyway, so criticism, no big deal. Bring it. All right. Have you thought about aging issues? No children, caretaking. This, by the way, is just a question we get a lot.
Yeah.
It's funny to me because I think, do they really think we got married without any discussion? Like, hey, guess what? The first question I asked her, okay, our relationship started kind of as messaging, just being friends. Just, hey, what are you doing? What's up? Yeah. So finally it got to where, and can I say that I was not going to make the first move because that's creepy. All right. So I was not, we're just texting. And she kind of hinted at maybe we'd like to see each other. And I'm like, oh. And that's my first question was, do you know anything at all about me? And she said, like what? And I said, like my
Do
age.
you know how old I am?
So she said, "Yeah, it does." Okay, you're in it. You know, you're. So we've talked about everything. I'm going to get old, and you know what? Your husband might too. Had a good friend in his 20s. Went to the doctor, had a wisdom tooth pulled. Reacted to the medicine. He was a vegetable. He was in his 20s. It happens, and when you're married, that's one of the reasons you marry is you're with someone. I take care of her when she's sick. Yeah, I take care of her when she's sick.
And makes the best chicken noodle soup.
I make homemade chicken noodle soup.
I like to tell people, if you're young and in your 20s and you've just married the person that, you think is the perfect match for you. Say they're the same age. What happens if after you're married they're in a car accident and disabled? Would you leave them because you don't want to take care of them?
No.
Or is it worth it? So I don't know.
And she might leave me. Because there's no guarantees, and I do know that.
We take every day as it comes.
Even going back to the children thing, I've told her, I said, if you want to have children, we'll figure that out. It's not impossible. So she doesn't want children. She may change her mind, and that's cool. That happens. I'm no Abraham, but that does happen. There's everything can be worked out in time, and
we decided we would rather be happy.
I'd rather be happy for 20 minutes with her than worry about all that other stuff. So that's it. #HusbandNotDad. Follow us on Twitter. I'm Van Thornton, and
I'm Courtney Thornton, and you can follow us at. I'll try to put our usernames up here at the top somewhere.
So she's at courtlyb.
I am at courtlyb. COURTLYB.
And I'm at Neil Nerd. Neil is spelled like if you kneel down, KNEEL. Nerd is KNURD. Of course, everybody knows that. So anyway, thank you for listening.
It's been a blast. We can't wait to do this again.
Send us a message if you've got questions or criticisms. Bring them on.
And if you have any ideas about the show, what you'd like to see us doing, any kind of dates or events, let us know.
There are limitations.
Don't.
Okay. So.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
And ladies, Bowen is single. Follow him on Instagram. I'll drop the link below.
Ladies!
Look at that handsome fella.